Welcome to today's episode and thanks for joining me. If this is your first time, you're welcome. You're welcome to the community where we help and we guide people in answering those life big questions that have remained unanswered and help you to become your best self. Yes, to help you individuals identify their purpose, find their voice, and communicate their message. Today, I'll be sharing my experience on mistakes I have made. Yes, in running a small scale business startup. So if this is for you, if you are running a small business and I am sharing this today because I don't want you to make, I only want the mistake to be made once and I don't want you to make that same mistake again. So stay till the end of this episode and I am sure you will definitely learn one or two things. Right, so sometime in 2014, of course, I was still a PhD student, and I sat in my sitting room with a friend, and my best friend's mom was around at the time, and we sat down and we were hungry, and we wanted some Nigerian food, but of course we were lazy and we didn't want to cook. So we went online and then we searched for Nigerian food. And yeah, we found some African shops, but we weren't able to get ready-made meal. And then we thought, okay, we could start a business. And of course, I'm always bam, 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 bam. I thought, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I said, okay, let's make contact with a couple of people. We got in touch with a couple of my colleagues, my male colleagues, PhD students as well. And we thought, oh, how about if I start making Nigerian food? Would you buy? And then they were, oh yes, they were all excited. And I thought, okay, that's the business. And yeah, we went to the shop, we bought loads of stuff. I went online because, of course, I was very good with creating flyers and all that. And then I created the flyer and, I went on Facebook, created a Facebook page, bought a domain name, and I just went on and I started, yeah, without a clear vision. Yes, I was quite passionate. Yeah, we had identified that there was a problem, and we were trying to make impact per se. We were trying to solve a problem that we had identified. But I did not sit down. I did not sit down to think about it to identify what my vision was, what the goal was, what I was trying to do. Now, so the first mistake I made was no clear vision. Now, there are some people that are very good with sitting down and writing the business plan, which is okay. But in this case, a business plan would have helped me to foresee mistakes that I might have faced, and also to know how to deal with mistakes, okay? If I had a business plan also, I would have known how to manage the bookkeeping, because of course, my personal finances and the business finances, at first, I tried to get a book and then I did about because I didn't have a clear vision, because I didn't have a clear plan, that was not clearly stated. So if you intend to start a business, you need to have a clear plan, a clear vision that will serve as a guide for you. It will help identify mistakes. It will help you to have an understanding, even if it's not 100%, but have an understanding on how you're going to deal with the problem when you're faced with that problem. So, yeah, and it's okay to look at what other people have done, how they have set up their business plan, And also, it's also important to, in your business plan, it would include what your vision is, of course. And are you trying to make impact, or are you trying to for profit? But of course, the most important thing is the impact, and that will be clearly stated in your vision, because I know profit comes along the line, but making impact, and which was of course the foundation of why I started the business, but I missed it because at some point I was making so much money, and then I forgot about the impact bit. But I'll keep sharing, and then you see the reason why it's okay to think about profit, but having the mindset of wanting to make impact at the forefront is always a good option, because that helps you, that carries you along and sustains you all through. The other thing was, I was not focused. And of course, if I had written that clearly, or in the business plan, or in my vision statement, I wouldn't derail you, because of course in business, I'm not saying in business you get lots of people that will come with lots of ideas, will come with lots of suggestions, which is okay. Some of this could be your potential customers, and of course I am a fan of listening to your customers, carry them along. But with your clear vision, you would be able to know which one is an opportunity, which one is in line with your vision. So the second one is no focus. I was not focused, and for everyone that came up with an idea, I jumped at it. And then okay, so I'll just give you an example. When I started with cooking batch cooking, as opposed to the small pack. So you needed to order like a meal for 5 or meal for 10, and then someone would come and say, oh, you're going to do better with doing the tiny little bits, you see. And with that, I had too many orders, you see, and that was too much for me. And that was because I wasn't sticking to the initial plan. I wasn't sticking to my initial goal, you see. So you need to be focused. And that goes on to, if you have a clear vision, it's clearly stated in your plan, you'll be able to stick to your goals, and you are not going to derail. Or I'm not saying you take on people's advice. Yeah, you take them on, but you need to sieve them. You need to seek those ones that are opportunity for you, and as well in line with the values of your business, in line with the goals, in line with the resources that you have, because in business, trust me, you're going to get lots of people that will tell you how to do it best. But then you need to be very smart and clever about it. Another very big one very big mistake I made was, I wanted to do everything myself. Oh my God. For those that know me, it's still something I'm struggling with, but it is a very big mistake. I literally wanted to do the cooking. I wanted to do the shop. Even when my husband volunteered to do the shopping for me, I was always like, no, 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 no. Not forgetting that I was a student, I was working at the time, and I was running a business. But trust me, you need to be able to share, and you need to outsource some of the things to relieve yourself, because you get quality. No, don't get me wrong. I was cooking. My cooking was, I'm a very good cook, by the way. Yes, I am a very good cook. So, but at the end of the day, I was always drained. I was extremely tired. And that's because I wanted to do everything myself. And you see, at the time I decided to stop, if I had actually put myself in a position where I outsourced, or maybe I shared the responsibility, maybe the business would have been sustained longer than when I had to stop, because the other people would have taken over. You see? But no, I wanted to do literally everything, the cooking, the washing, because of course I wanted the kitchen to be on point, and so I do the cleaning as well. But at the time, I could have gotten somebody to come and clean after cooking. I could have allowed my husband to do the shopping, you know. I could have even gotten somebody to supervise the cooking, and I actually monitor, because of course I was making money. Yes, I was making money, but I was so happy with the profits, and I wanted the quality to be top notch, and I wanted to pay careful attention to detail, which was telling on my own well-being. And then I got tired and stopped. You see, so do not try to do everything yourself. As much as you can, trust people to do things for you, and trust that they will do it well. Trust that they will do it well. It could be you don't even have to go online. You find people that would do those things at a very cheap rate. It doesn't have to be an expert in that field. You can guide them to do it in the way that you want. You can guide them to do it in the way that you want. So at the same time, because I could not actually fulfill all the orders I was taking, and it was affecting my PhD. I was getting tired of, because of course I lived in a small, I didn't live, I was cooking from home, and then my house started smelling food. I wasn't, and it was a challenge. I needed to have taken that challenge as an opportunity to launch out, to get a better place to do my cooking. So I did not take the challenge as an opportunity. And so you would be faced with challenges. It is an opportunity. Make best use. At a time where there were other lots of things I always have. I had burns, on my hands, and I thought my skin wasn't really looking good. They were all challenges, but I needed to have made them an opportunity to do things better, to improve on the quality of service that I was providing, to expand. So don't forget that if I had outsourced some of the things I was doing, then I would have, of course, gotten more customers, because I wasn't even able to meet the demand at the time. And I would have gotten bigger. I would have somehow actually, I tried to get a kitchen, where I could do the cooking, and but I was just too tired to start thinking and putting all those together. And that's because if you go back to the beginning, I said I didn't have a clear business plan. If I had a clear business plan, when I had the problem of cooking at home, or thinking my house smelled of food, and I was struggling with the kitchen, I would have been able to know how to deal with that problem. So I did not take the challenge as an opportunity. You see? And also, I took too many orders. I could not say no. I could not say no. Because the money was coming in, and, the phone calls were coming, and then I keep cooking, pa, 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 pa. But it was telling on me. So I started cooking at 6 p.m. and I started taking orders at 6 p.m. or sometimes I took order before then, but I started cooking at 6, and my last order was 10 p.m. in the evening. So people had to give me 2 hours to cook. But trust me, every day I did not sleep till like 2 And sometimes I didn't even sleep. After finish cooking and cleaning the whole place, let's say sometimes 1 p.m., I had to go back to the uni to study till like 5, 6, and then I slept till like 12. So my lifestyle was just around the business because I took too much. I was not outsourcing, I was not getting any support, and I could not say no. So learn to say no. If you have a clear vision, you would know the number of orders that you needed to take, you are able to fulfill, because you did not want to. You did not want to go against your value. It's quality is better than quantity. But then I was after the money. The money was good. I liked it, and yeah, it affected me a lot. The pressure was on me. Well, some customers, maybe at some point the quality might have gone bad, of course, but I tried as much I could to, as I could to ensure that I cooked quality food, and it was fresh. Yes, it was fresh. But I was really exhausted, and all those contributed to the business going. And finally, I gave up. Yes, I gave up. I shouldn't have given up. Sometimes you're faced with all this pressure, you might want to give up. That was a very big mistake I made. I shouldn't have given up. I'm not saying there are so many other things that I did that were very good. There are so many other things that I did that were on point. But even when I was faced with challenges, like I said, I should have taken them as opportunity and not give up on the business. So sometimes you're faced with where you would probably think, oh, this is the end of the road. You need to keep going. Look at all those big companies, all those big businesses. Of course, they face challenges. It's just like look at the COVID outbreak. A lot of businesses, because they have not they've not had the continuity plan in place, or they have not thought of how to sustain their business when there is a problem. Some of them they've had to close down. You see, well, in some cases, maybe where you are not able to meet up with the resources, or maybe pay your staff, you can cut down on them. You can look for alternatives. You do not have to give up, because of course, after that, I had lots and lots of people that called me to make orders, and I was always turning them down. So I didn't end up solving that problem. I didn't end up making that impact. I made money, but it was for a short time. So look at, I think I stopped the business. I ran the business for about 2 years, and I stopped it, I think, at the beginning of 2017. 3 years thereabout. So between 2017 and now, you can imagine how much more I would have made impacts. I'm still struggling with some of these mistakes. Oh God, trying to do things myself is a very big problem. But just as I am saying this to you, I am still learning as well. Learn to outsource things to people. Do not try to do them on your own. And yes, I know they are very short tips, but they're things that if I would have to run the business again, I wouldn't make those mistakes again. It wouldn't repeat themselves. So if you have learned from this, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. Yeah, like it, and yeah. I want you to share your thoughts, share tips, mistakes that you have made while you're running your own business that you want people to learn from. Put them in the comments below. I'll reply to those ones that I can see. Yes, well, of course, I would see everything. I'll reply to them so that people can learn, so that they don't make those mistakes that you have made again. That's reinventing the wheel. They don't reinvent the wheel. And yeah, thanks for watching. As I have always said, if you have any questions, please feel free. The email is on the screen. Send those questions that have been bothering you, those questions that have remained unanswered. Share this video, subscribe to our channel, and yeah, that's what's going to encourage us. We're going to get experts to answer those questions that have been a problem, that you've been faced with, so that you can be your best self. And thanks for joining me today. This is Dr. Bola Adeyeye Omisade, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.